the X-Men were created in 1963 or thereabout, I worked with Jack Kirby, and Jack was, to my mind, the best artist you could find to do superhero comics. And when I told Jack about the X-Men, spark to the idea, he loved it, drew the characters, magnificent, funny. What superpowers? Well, I have every by Ray Hulk or whatever. The lazily, if I could sense a nation. Actually, in the beginning, I then didn't like him. Understand, nobody was going to know. I said, okay, I thought, yeah, for power. So I went to X-Men. It's fine. Know what an X-Men is.
They grew out of back then of the mutants, the idea damned. Also an element of sworn to
that being philosophy. Try to show the reader the efficacy of being the very people, the ability to help you with trying
adventures of
apparently without jet slack, and therefore the sales slumped for a while.
was our marketing was such that we didn't find publication. It was going up until it was too late, which is why they brought it back. Stay in the interest and then figure out what to do next. So then it became a matter of the right time, the right place, the right creative team, which thank
and somehow the stories became very alive, were introduced.
other superhero teams in Marvel and in DC. Strong dynamic human characters. At that point, comic speed was very. And the idea of having a major boy could. Didn't want is capable of the center of themselves. It struck a very real chord. From anybody, and I have the moxie, the ability, the strength of character and body to pull it off.
Blow that underneath it all. He's got a good heart, and if there's a you'd want him on your side.
It all sort of fell into place during a very long and memorable from San Diego to Los Angeles. Reluctant, Wolverine was basically just a two-dimensional berserker, a guy with claws who went crazy and cut everything up, and was interested in that. So we began to talk character rather than a sequence of events that defined her. The character in this case defined the events. And the more we discussed it, the more simpatico we became, the more he sort of refined the focus. It is absolute, it is unreachable. The tragedy is, he's there, pretty much. You can never accept it.
Game. Interactive games, videos, animated cartoons, and toys, and clothes, t-shirts, and you name it. There have been X-Men, them.
Together. On television, and finally in 1992 we got it on Fox Kids, and through this time I wanted to make the movie.
A number in the past by allowing people to do movies of our characters that were then print. We were very particular.
I was part of the initial discussions we had. Larry Casanova and Cameron and Stan and I, and we all sat down and we got it, and then Cameron doing Spider-Man, and Carol Code just went up in smoke. I mean, different set of opportunities, and you have to redefine it in terms that make sense for the movie. Brightly spandex, skin-tight costumes, comic look great because they're picked. You put the
Another thing made it possible that my unit, which are so-called geeks, they are the makers, the right.
Movie to me, and I could confess I knew of it certainly, but I hadn't met it, the issues. So he gave me a couple issues. He gave me a backward characters. And the first, I started reading the other guy, and I called up Scott and I said, absolutely, we're making this.
Future is here.
Actually, it's I put a call to Peter Price. Peter had sent Brian the script for it. Just wanted Brian to know. eventually by summer, Peter had agreed to let me come on story and take on the project. It was funny. First, Brian said he would never. I remember approaching him with a kid.
But I was a great fan of science fiction and fantasy literature and movies, and when he presented it to me, I thought, a comic book, I don't know, and I started to examine the material.
Get past
Condition. Tell a normal human story, but from a completely different perspective. And I think this was sort of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's way of comedy that. And I also think that every young person, even if whether you're in a minority or you're not, any young person at some point in their life feels different. They feel strange. They feel like they don't belong. And they dream of going to wherever they
He seems to genuinely want to help you. And that's a rare thing. For people like us.
Brian and I had a discussion on anything. Or just a special effects expert, but he knows characterization.
I consulted him on numerous occasions during the script development stage. I really wanted to feel his support and his of a wonderful, fantastic, and historically beloved world.
I would liken this movie more to the beginning of the first Superman, where it is very grounded in terms of character, and the story is not overly fantastic and not overly comic booky. It is easy for the audience to relate to it.
Much. An audience that is both more and less sophisticated. It doesn't know the minutiae of X-Men. So what? If this movie can't tell them within those 2 hours, can it's over. Characters are caring about them, caring about what happens, and that's perfect. That's exactly what it needs.
great Fox.
People of all as a follow 1963.
X-Men to the time, bid Marvels, and use the character.
A lot of people have asked behind, and